Hey good people, welcome to another Thursday Thoughts episode. We're just going to talk and have a debrief because this is Thursday Thoughts where I dump some or most of my deepest thoughts on Thursdays. Good Lord, when I say that these past 2 months have been nothing but fast, I cannot even tell y'all how fast it's been if I tried, but at the same time, I will have to agree with the general population that January was way too long. I am feeling acclimated and I got a good idea of how this year is going to go, and I've kind of scoped the scenery out, and I got my elite employees according to TikTok. And y'all are some of my elite employees as well, so thank y'all for hanging with me and being here. So where do I even begin now? I guess we'll talk about Valentine's Day and Valentine's Week. Now let's just say, oh my word, a time was had on Valentine's Day. Like, I enjoyed everything about Love Day this year. It was super sweet and special. Valentine's edition of Weekend Recap, like, fully captured the real essence of the week and the vibe. And if you didn't see that vlog, it is the most recent and current Weekend Recap episode, so it should not be that hard to find, and it is also in the Weekend Recap playlist for you guys. Valentine's Day will always mean a lot to me because that is the last holiday my Pop was here for. Valentine's Day 2023 was one of the sweetest days ever, and I will never ever forget it because February was my Pop's like last full month of life, and then he passed in mid-March of last year. And the last card actually that I wrote for Pop was a Valentine's Day card. And as a matter of fact, it has been hanging up in my room all month long. Valentine's Day has always just been a family affair. We always celebrate it together as a family, always and forever. And you're always going to see that in Weekend Recap. My heart explodes like every year when Valentine's Week rolls around because I'm that type of person that loves to show love to the people I love. And I know it's supposed to be an everyday thing outside of Valentine's Day, and I strongly believe that, but Valentine's Day just multiplies it and magnifies it in a greater way on one specific day, like 1,000 times more. And Valentine's Day is for everybody. And I told you guys this at the beginning of the month during Couch Conversations. And speaking of that, we have celebrated Love Month every single week here on the channel, and it has been amazing. Many people have asked me if I spent Valentine's Day with a significant other this year, but I am still single, guys. I am a happy single third wheel. I am cool with where God has me. For now, my dad will be buying me flowers and jewelry and a card and balloons every year for Valentine's Day. And he outdid himself this year. Like, that man. My mom and I, we are blessed to have him and call him ours. And this is why y'all need to go see the Valentine's edition of Weekend Recap if you haven't already, because y'all get to see the way Dad showed out for real, for real. Another additional thing that I did not add from Valentine's week was taking an overnight trip to Alabama. Well, you guys kind of saw me pack towards the end of Valentine's Weekend Recap, but we went to Alabama to go see someone very, very special and near and dear to our hearts, which is my great aunt, my dad's aunt, which is my Pop's sister. That was something that I wasn't planning on adding to Weekend Recap because whenever we go there, for that reason, it's all about spending time with them because the times that we get to go and see them are very far and few in between. And the last time that we went up there was April of last year, and that was during Easter weekend. And the weekend after we buried Pop. Those trips to Alabama are very sacred and sentimental to me because I just feel like at home. Like, there's just something about being so close to the family of your loved one that just recently like passed away, and it's just like you feel good because for me, like, I feel like our auntie is like my one good last piece of my pop that I have like still alive on this earth that are like my blood. And like our auntie and pop literally act the same and everything. Like, she was telling us stories about their childhood and just, their upbringing, like things I never knew. I heard pieces and parts here and there, like from Pop Pop and, whatnot growing up, but she added like details in there that connected like some dots. So that was great. She is very special to us and we love her so much. And I'm so thankful for that visit. And on the way back home, I went to Buc-ee's for the first time and it was lots of fun. I did post that on my story. So I didn't know where I wanted this vlog to go because this is honestly a February recap. So I'm just kind of throwing in things that you guys have seen, things that you guys didn't see from February, and just kind of mixing it together because I'm kind of catching y'all up and giving y'all little life updates that y'all necessarily didn't see in weekend recap. This is like the ramble edition of Thursday Thoughts. So those who have been on this journey with me know that this channel is more for me to look back on for memories more than anything. And I want this to be where I come back and remember like these seasons of life to help me remember how far I've come. I also live through pictures and videos. I'm a very sentimental person. That comes with experiencing 2 losses, and you can pull up any picture in my gallery and I can tell you what I was doing, if that day was good or bad, who I saw, what I did, etc. Like I never wanted to get big. And we're still a relatively small community, but I love it here. And the fact that I've been able to inspire, entertain, encourage, and empower, like I love that. And I love you guys. So that's just a little bit of appreciation to you guys from me. So in January, last month, I was presented with something that I thought I was not ready for at the time, but I ended up settling. And at the time, I did not think that I was, but I can say now that I'm out of it that I was for real. It was an uncharted water. And of course, my tail went into it because, ooh, this is new. This feels good. We've never experienced anything like this before. Like, okay, bet. And it genuinely felt that way. And I was skeptical at first about it, but as time went on, I hit the sweet spot and felt good about it. Felt good about it to the point where I told my siblings, who are my best friends, and then some other friends about it. And they were excited for me and everything was just great. But then coming into February, as time went on, especially towards last week even, it turned out to be a good thing, but not a God thing. And, those are 2 completely different things. And I was so excited about this new season that I did not consult with God if it even came from him in the first place. Like, dog, like talk about a way to get your behind beat. Like I had a choice to get into it and I had a choice to stay out of it. And that's the moment I should have went to God like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, what is your opinion and your perspective on this? Is this something that will benefit me? Is this in your will? But instead of dipping my feet into the pool, I dived right in and was floating for a little bit until I started drowning, until my discernment kicked in. And I knew it wasn't necessarily a God thing because where is head spinning, stomach churning, heart pounding anxiety coming from? Like, where are second thoughts coming from? Because it's not God, because God wouldn't do that, because God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. And so with that, I just want to encourage y'all, before you get into anything big or small, consult with God about it all, because God saved me to the point where I can't even be mad about it. And I'm not. Like, I don't have time to be. I have shed not one tear because I am on track with where I need to be. And I will say that the safest place in the whole wide world is indeed in the will of God. I'm not playing with it no more. And when God speaks through your friends that have your heart and they're locked in with you and they have your back and they've been there, listen to them, because they know what they're talking about, because God told them. My siblings literally talked me out of being delusional. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, they were watching me settle for something that they knew I didn't talk to God about. Because if your close circle is all saying the same thing and nobody is off, Keep them close to you. And when you pray for God to help you understand what is for you and he reveals it to you, you better get down with it from the jump, because God helps me to understand a lot of things through people that I'm very, very close to. Like, it could be a conversation, an experience, or just something unorthodox that stands out as something that I need to pay attention to. Red flag season is honestly growing and learning season. And the more I unpacked from it, the more I understood that, like, whoa, okay, like, that's when I locked in. So I'm doing real good. I am loving where I'm at right now. And we're going to continue 2024 as God would have it, because, God sometimes has to take you out of what you thought you wanted to show you that all you really need is him. And God showed me that I have an amazing life already, and I have the best family, siblings, friends, and just, I'm very happy. And my 2024 goal is just to focus on prioritizing what God has already given me and just making that even better. So that's my takeaway from February 2024. This month was all about family and friends and self-love. This month was good to me. Like, looking at it from the big picture, God really knew what he was doing. Like, I feel clear-headed and I feel like I'm where I need to be. And this is the life that I was meant to live. And I'm happy with that. Listen, y'all, we have had a good month of love here on the channel, and it is coming to an end. And I just wanted to thank y'all for being here. We started off our week with Valentine's edition of Weekend Recap, and now we're ending it with Thursday Thoughts. That's it for this week. We shall see what happens. We might take a little bit of a break next week and then hit it off again with Weekend Recap in March. But of course, whatever happens, happens, and I'm not going anywhere, which means y'all don't need to be going anywhere either. I love y'all so much, and I'll maybe see you guys next week.